Why did a 1999 state quarter sell for over $7,000? And with that even being said, are state quarter values actually dead? I mean, is this just one of those rare occasions? Well, we're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to look at what the rolls are selling for and what some of the varieties to look for. So let's get started. First, I want to remind everyone to go over to Go-To Coin Auctions and check out their inventory that's been listed, all by legitimate dealers. Also, my website for my coin shop, we do have the new 2020 Eagles. I have some currency up, and also we'll be putting up some more coins today, so check that out. So as far as state quarters are concerned, we're going to look at heritage sold auctions to get an idea of what they've sold for lately, a little bit into the past. Also, we're going to look at eBay some, not a whole lot on the eBay, but mostly here we're looking at what has sold for big money in the quarters. Most state quarters, whenever they stopped making them and went to the Commonwealths, and then now we're into the America the Beautiful, the value kind of dropped. People kind of lost interest. They completed their collections, really didn't need to look for them interchange anymore. But there are some that are worth some money. There are some varieties that are worth some money. Now, the key to this is the grade, because a 2004D extra leaf is actually worth probably $140 circulated in a low circulated grades. But this one graded 67 by PCGS and it sold for $6,000. If you're not aware of the high and low leaf, you should get familiar with that. I did a video on that not too long ago. Well, it was probably last year. But yeah, you want to take a look and you want to see you got the low and the high, like I said, and it had to grade 67 for it to be this worth this much. Then you come over to another double die, which is the District of Columbia. It graded 66 and it sold for $3,055. So here again, you're looking at the grade here. It's not that this is an extremely valuable double die, but here is you can see some of the doubled areas right in here. It's a popular one. It's one worth looking for, but you know, it's only going to sell for a bunch if, you know, it's in this grade, 66. Here is the extra leaf. This is actually the set, the high and the low, and then a normal, and it sold for $3,450. I kind of like this. You can't see it very well, but it, you know, there's several of them you can find on Heritage to look at, but it shows you all three of them, and you get the normal corn stalk, and then you get the high and the low in this collection. So it's a nice example to have, or at least maybe to save a picture of if you can find one that's more clear than that. Here's another, and this is a double die. Now, the Minnesota is known for all kinds of double dies, and they're not all equal. But if they grade 66 or higher, you can see that they do have a value, $660. But they'll have to grade 66. I mean, they're not really rare. I've had some 64s and 63s, and they'll sell for, you know, 20 bucks, 24 bucks. Like I said, when you do send these off, you have to do the variety attribution at PCGS or NGC or even Annex, and you're going to pay more money for them. You know, you're going to pay extra for that. So you can end up having, you know, $60 to $70 in a coin, or even from Annex, I think it would cost you more, but then it doesn't sell as much in an Annex holder. Then over here you have another double die, the 2007, you don't hear a whole lot about, but this is the double die reverse, and it's not extremely valuable or rare until you get into the Mint State 66 and up. As you can see the value on it. It's kind of hard to see it in this image here, but that's one to look for on the reverse. And in 66 you can see that it sold for $168. So it's really not dramatic enough, it's not popular enough, but it has a little bit of value. It is something to look for. Then you have the 2009. Now this is really not a state quarter, but I put it under here because it shows that it needs to be 69 to actually sell for $1,920. Here's one. Now, when you get back to 99 and 2000, some of those, if you can get them in 69, they're worth a lot. The thing of it is, you're going to have to go through mint bags and rolls, and you're going to have to just cherry pick. You're going to have to send 10 off and just try your luck, because there's just no guarantee that you're going to get a mint state 69. But as you can see, $3,760 if you can get one. But, you know, also you have to understand some of these have sold a long time ago, maybe even a couple years ago. but you can scroll down and you can find out when it sold. That was January 2017. That's not too far back. Probably would still hold that value now. Then you have North Dakota. It's a 2006D. Mint State 68, it sold for $37.60. And that's just because it was a Mint State 68. Always remember that. You're always looking for the high grade, the Mint State 68 and graded coins, because raw state quarters don't sell for this. And one thing that I want to tell everyone, I had someone call me up about a Silver Eagle, and it's completely unrelated to these coins, but in the sense of the grade, it is related. He saw a 2000 something, I can't remember exact date, that it sold for 70, several $1,000s. And he thought that, since he had one he thought was 68, that the values kind of graduated back and it's still worth a few grand, which I told him it didn't work that way, and of course he subsequently hung up on me. So, you know, like I said, it doesn't work this way. If you get the 68, the 67, if you go to PCGS, it'll drop. And I'll show you what I mean by that, because if you come over here and you see the 2006D North Dakota, the 68, $3,250, the 67 is only worth 40. The man thought that since this is worth 3,250, this one should be at least worth half that, or, you know, part of that. But it doesn't graduate back like that. That's not how values work. That's why it's not really worth sending these off too often unless you really know how to grade, because more than likely you might get a 66. What do you do when you got $25 in a coin that's only worth $8? Of course, you can send in a bulk submission and maybe have $9 to $12 in the coin, but you're still going to have more in that coin than it's worth. And if you did get a 68, sure, it would pay for it, but how many times are you going to have to do that? You know, it's just like scratching off lottery tickets. You don't know if you're going to win or not. Here's another one, a Pennsylvania. It's a 1999. It's the Philadelphia Mint. $7,050 is what it sold for. And you can go down here and you can see when it sold for that, 17. Here's another one. This is a 2004D Extra High Leaf. And what I'm doing here, this one sold back in 2016. And I don't know whether this one, maybe it could have been a resubmission, or this one just could have been a new one sent to PCGS. But in 67, in 2000, and let's see here, go down to, in 2020, most recently in January, this month, okay, this one sold for $6 grand. So have they come up in value, or is it just because it was in a PCGS secure shield? I mean, who knows? But it definitely seems the Extra Leaf is holding its value, actually worth trying to find, but you're going to have to get it in this high of a grade to actually be worth that premium. So then a lot of people ask me, they're like, they come in a shop and I got state quarters. They call up, I've got state quarters. I've got rolls from the mint. The best thing to do is to come over to eBay and see what these are selling for. You've got a 1999 state quarter roll, heads, tails, sold for $15 plus $7.18 shipping. Now you can add the shipping to it. It don't cost that much to ship one roll. So they made a couple dollars there. The roll itself, once you take 14% off or 15% off, whatever it is, with PayPal fees and eBay fees, you're not getting much over face value on these. Here's another one, just shows a pair of them. You know, they're uncirculated. Now those aren't the high and low leaves. Here's a whole complete set, $29.95 with 50 quarters, you know, which is over a roll. And then you got the silver. And you know, at $141.93, even if you had the shipping and all in, that's not a whole lot over melt for proofs. You know, so it's what I tell people. I mean, you know, you can get a couple dollars more a roll, but, you know, you're going to have to sell them somewhere that people are interested in. You can go to coin shows and you'll see a lot of rolls like this. It's hard to sell them. They just don't have the value they used to have. You know, but like I said, if you like to have them, that's what you do. You keep them. It's not always about an investment. You know, you definitely want to buy what you like and collect what you like. And this can be fun with kids. I mean, you can fill up albums with them, have a complete roll collection of them, but just don't expect anything grand out of them in the future, because they were saved a lot and they made them by the millions, hundreds of millions. So anyways, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.